I play a character called Mrs. Gamage, who is the leader of the women. She's kind of behind the women's vote. Who she decides is going to win the women's vote. So she's pretty powerful.
I'm playing William Russell, who is the candidate for the nomination for president.
How is it making the show go from a touring production to a sit-down? Has there been any changes made?
Yes, we've made a lot of changes. You find that when you're on tour, you're trying out various ideas, and then there's a bit of a pause. And then everybody kind of foments their ideas, and then you put them into practice. Never with quite enough rehearsal.
God knows.
No.
Obviously, coming into the show that's been established, how is that for you?
I just liked the play. I just thought this is so much a well-made play. It's so witty, and I just thought it's a small role, but I know what to do with it. Of course, now I find that a little frightening, but I just really wanted to do something that didn't need a line changing.
On tour, it's been a huge success, and it doesn't seem to be the kind of play that is a barnstormer, but nevertheless, on tour, it was a very rare night when they didn't all stand up at the end and cheer. So it clearly speaks to something that people want to hear. I'm entirely with Maureen on the attraction of the play. It's because it's so beautifully written. And it's such a privilege for me to be able to speak words that I wished I had been able to think of. You know that thing of, I wish I'd said that. Well, you get to do it all the time, and pretend that you are really as clever as the person that you're playing.
Glenys Barber, and I play Alice Russell. I have really come to admire Gore Vidal doing this play. He was a man so ahead of his time in his views. I mean, he was a fantastic writer. He's very witty. He's very funny. His political views, his world views were really so ahead of their time, and are even by certain standards still quite radical, to be honest. So it more than holds up. And then, of course, added to which, the political situation we find ourselves in it could not be more relevant. This is the most perfect time to do this play, which has never been done in the UK before.
How did you find the touring aspect?
It was fantastic because, the audiences absolutely love this play. It is gripping. It is like watching an episode of The West Wing that just happens to be written by Gore Vidal. And I think that's quite a good analogy of the play because it's fast moving. They're very clever people on stage. They're talking at speed, but it's absolutely gripping, not only from the political point of view, but from the human point of view, and the dilemmas that are faced. And will they take it? Will they go in that direction, or won't they? And is it the right thing to do? So it's got a very human aspect.
I'm Jack Shepherd. I'm playing ex-President Hochstadter, whose support in the play is vital for the two candidates who are being nominated for the next presidency. He describes himself as the last of the great Hicks. He's a country boy, and it's beautifully written by Gore Vidal in a southwestern American accent. You can't go wrong because the lines just flow into that accent. You don't have to decide on the accent, it just happens. Well, what's interesting, I think, is that it was written in 1960, and it's still fresh, and it could apply as a play equally accurately to what's going on now. I don't think much has changed in the 50 years since it was written, except women. It was written before the women's liberation movement, before the beginnings of feminism, and before the influx of serious, intelligent, mature women getting into important roles in different countries and manipulating power. So the women in this play are very much on the sidelines. They have power, but it's in support of their husbands in the old-fashioned way.
The play is about it's backstage at the National Convention, the final convention, when the final candidate is selected. And the way American political system works is that it's narrowed down from maybe as many as 10 candidates, and it gets down and down and down and down and down. And when we arrive here in Philadelphia, it's down to really only two men, with one maybe peripheral. And it's all of the backstage arguments and shenanigans and arm twisting and little bits of unpleasantness that happens when it's not in the public eye.
That's a précis.
That's
Actually.
and that was irony.
Actually, you know what I think it's about? It's about which weakness is the least damaging in a political figure, because they're both weak in their different ways, and that's it.